Hello, another day in the van. Today we're tackling some stuff on the roof. I've had a few of you reach out and ask if there's any way you can help, and as well as give me advice and stuff. It's been amazing sharing this progress with you so far. Awesome getting your feedback. I've had a think about a way in which you can help, and I've seen in other people's videos a little link in the description for buying them a coffee. Who doesn't like a coffee? So I've created a little buy me a coffee thing, and if you fancy helping out by buying me a coffee, the link's in the description below. So, as I mentioned in the previous video, Dodo and Matt are not paying me to say anything about this, but they did give me a nice discount on their products to use them in the videos. This is the Dodo Thermo Fleece. Now, this stuff is made from recycled plastic bottles, which is pretty cool. This is the 50mm thick stuff, and if you look at it, it's like soft, almost like a wool kind of feeling. So they did send 8 boxes of this. This is going absolutely everywhere in my van, behind all the walls, above the ceiling. But annoyingly, I'm gonna have to start with a really fiddly bit. I'll explain now. This is a hollow space, right? Couldn't get this stuff in there. So I'm gonna fill this with the fleece. And the only way I can think to get it in, let me know if you know of another way, is to just break it up into small bits, shove it in there and like wedge it up with like a pen or a screwdriver. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 beams. So let's get started. The key to this stuff is to not squish it. It's got a lot of air inside the actual product, and if you squish that down, you're squashing the air out, and the air helps the thermal properties of the fleece. I've seen a lot of people stick it up on the ceiling and squash it in as they screw their boards on. The truth is that actually reduces the effect of the insulation. So I'm going to try and get this into the holes, but cut it right so that once I've squashed it in, it can expand again into the void and be the most effective that it can possibly be. It's not going to take that long to do, but what I have noticed is I thought because it was plastic that it wouldn't be like creating dust, but it does. It creates dust just like fiberglass. So I'm going to go get a mask. You know, it's not worth getting plastic in your lungs. Using this cable to push it along works so well. I've done one beam. It's not that bad, but I am now covered in plastic bits. So do that another 4 times and I will check back in with you. I've just moved on to this beam and realised that all the holes are small. And then I've looked at the other beams and realised all of the holes are small other than the ones in the beam I just did and the one at the front. So this is going to be really hard to do. All of the ceiling beams are filled with the fleece. Also filled any of the columns that I know I'm not going to be running cables through. That one, that one, that one, that one, that one. Oh, I missed one. And I've also done this bit here above the door. You can see I've done the front one as well. What I learned is the trick is smaller pieces, more of them, easier to get in the holes. I started off trying to push too big pieces in, and it's really hard. Yeah, so next up, let's get the battens on the ceiling. I lined up in the center, did a line on there and a line on there. Then I marked here where there was no existing holes in the metal, and then drilled and screwed it on, glued it on. Pretty solid. Rinse and repeat. So for this beam on here, there's not enough room to get the drill in above the shelf to drill the holes. I tried to drill an angled hole, but it just keeps slipping off, so I had to go out and get one of these, and now we have a right angle drill bit. Got it up, that was a bit awkward, but couldn't have done it without this. The snow has come, it is now cold here in the van. Alright, so that's all 5 roof beams done and attached, all the front to here. At the back, you'll see here, there is no beam for me to attach wood to. I'm going to have to attach it to here. And for me to get the line, I'm going to use this straight bit of capping that I have to line it on like that. Follow the line backwards, use it to find the height, mark the height, and attach the wood to the back. Cool, so now I'm just going to attach pieces of wood all the way along. Got to make sure I leave access here to be able to get to that camera in the back and the light connections if I need to in the future. Try and bridge across using different bits of wood. So I put 4 blocks in. Had to do some creative cutting with the ones on the end in order to get them to fit, but they're in. I've checked the alignment with the ceiling and it is perfect. Perfect enough for me. I've left a gap here so that I will have access to the rear light and camera if I ever need to do anything. So that's it for all the battening. Everything's in, all the walls, ceiling, ready to support the finished look. So next up will be first fix wiring, so that'll be in the next video. Subscribe to see the whole process of me turning this van into a tiny home. Thanks for watching, see you in the next one.